2.8 trillion parameters. That's the size of Kimi K3, and it makes it the largest open model anyone has ever released. Moonshot promising the full weights by July 27. So in about a week, anyone can download a model that's sitting at number 3 on the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, right next to Opus 4.8 and GPT 5.5. And before you ask, no, you're not running this thing at home, but I'll get to that. Okay, so let me give you the quick picture first. Kimi K3 is a mixture of experts model with 896 experts, and it only activates 16 of them per token. It has a 1 million token context window. It's natively multimodal, so text, images, and video all go into the same model. There's no separate vision bolt-on, and it thinks by default. At launch, it runs on max thinking effort with lower effort modes coming later. The previous Kimi flagship was around 1 trillion parameters, so they nearly tripled the size in one generation. And the interesting part is how they did it without the training cost exploding. There are 2 architecture changes doing the heavy lifting here. The first one is Kimi Delta Attention, or KDA. This is what makes the million token context actually usable. Moonshot says decoding gets up to 6.3 times faster at million token contexts compared to standard attention. That number matters because most models with huge context windows get painfully slow once you actually fill them up. The second one is attention residuals. Instead of every layer just piling information on top of the previous layer, the model can selectively pull representations from earlier blocks. Moonshot claims this gives about 25% higher training efficiency for less than 2% extra cost. Put together, they say the whole recipe converts compute into intelligence about 2.5 times more efficiently than Kimi K2 did. Now the benchmarks. And I want to be fair here because Moonshot did something I genuinely respect. They put a line in their own blog saying K3 still trails Claude Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol overall. They admitted it. Most labs would never write that sentence in their own launch post. But once you look past the top 2 closed models, K3 is beating everything else, including Opus 4.8, which was a frontier model like a month ago. On Terminal Bench 2.1, it scores 88.3, which is basically tied with GPT 5.6 Sol at 88.8 and ahead of both Claude models. On Frontier CBE, it gets 81.2, second only to Fable 5. On SWE Marathon, which tests really long coding runs, it actually comes first at 42, ahead of Opus, ahead of Sol, ahead of Fable. Same story on BrowseComp, where it tops the chart at 91.2. And it wins Spreadsheet Bench and Automation Bench too. So the pattern is clear. The longer and more agentic the task, the better this model looks. On shorter, cleaner benchmarks like Deep SWE, it sits in the middle of the pack. The case studies are honestly the part that got my attention more than the charts. Moonshot gave the model 24 hours in a sandbox to optimize GPU kernels on an H200, profiling and rewriting and benchmarking on its own. It performed about level with Fable 5 on that. And they said something quietly in the blog that I had to read twice. During late development, an early version of K3 was handling the majority of the team's own kernel optimization work. So the model was helping build itself. That's not a demo. That's their actual workflow. Then there's Mini Triton. They asked K3 to build a GPU compiler from scratch. Not a kernel, a whole compiler. Its own tile-level IR on top of MLIR, optimization passes, and a PTX code generation pipeline at the end. On the roofline benchmarks they published, Mini Triton matches or beats Triton and Torch compile on several workloads, and it can sustain full nano GPT training with a loss curve that tracks the reference. A compiler written by a model competing with a compiler that engineers have optimized for years, and the one that sounds like science fiction. They ran K3 autonomously for 48 hours and had it design a chip, a real chip layout on a 45 nanometer library using open source EDA tools. 4 square millimeters, closes timing at 100 megahertz, about 1.5 million standard cells, and in simulation, it decodes over 8,700 tokens per second, running a nano model built on K3's own architecture. A chip designed by a model to serve a model. Even as a proof of concept, that's a strange sentence to say out loud. Alright, so those are Moonshot's own demos. I wanted to see it myself, so I gave both Kimi K3 and Claude Fable 5 the same prompt. Build a black hole ray tracer in the browser. Gravitational lensing, accretion disk, the whole thing. And I'm showing both results on screen right now. The Kimi one is on the left. It gave me this warm, sepia-colored disk that honestly looks close to the Gargantua black hole from Interstellar, and it added preset buttons on its own. Gargantua, Interstellar, Plunge, Minimal. I didn't ask for those. Fable 5 went a different direction, this magenta-purple disk with a more stylized look. Both are physically plausible renders, but if you asked me which one looks like the actual movie reference, Kimi wins this one. And that lines up with what Arena found in blind testing, where developers preferred Kimi over every leading US model for front-end work. That's a blind vote, not marketing. That excessive independence shows up as a real limitation though, and Moonshot lists it themselves. K3 was trained hard on long-horizon tasks, so when it hits ambiguity, it just makes decisions for you, instead of asking. My preset buttons were the harmless version of that. In a production codebase, that same behavior could mean the model refactors something you never asked it to touch. Moonshot literally tells you to put explicit constraints in your system prompt or agents.md file if you need it to stay in its lane. There's a second gotcha too. The model was trained with preserved thinking history. If your agent harness doesn't pass the full thinking content back, or you switch to K3 in the middle of an existing session, output quality can get unstable. So don't swap it into a running Claude code session and expect clean results. Use Kimi code or a verified harness. Pricing is where this gets interesting for anyone actually building. Through the API, it's $3 per million input tokens on a cache miss, $15 per million on output. That's not cheap for a Chinese open model. Earlier Kimi releases were known for massive discounts, and this is priced closer to Anthropic's mid-tier. But here's the number that changes the math. Cache hit input is 30 cents per million tokens, and Moonshot says their official API hits above 90% cache rate in coding workloads. Agentic coding is mostly rereading the same context over and over, so in practice, your input cost lands way closer to that 30-cent number than the $3 one. Compare that against $15 to $25 per million output on the top closed models, and the gap is still wide, about running it locally. The weights drop July 27 in MXFP4 format, which is a 4-bit quantization-aware format they trained with from the fine-tuning stage. Even at 4 bits, 2.8 trillion parameters is somewhere around 1.4 terabytes of weights. Moonshot themselves recommend deploying on supernode setups with 64 or more accelerators. So this release is for inference providers, big labs, and researchers, not your 4090. What you and I get out of it is providers like OpenRouter and others serving it at competitive prices and researchers finally getting to dissect a 3 trillion class model. Because until now, every model at this scale has been a black box. One more thing worth knowing. On Knowledge Work, they showed K3 producing a full interactive research site on 42 years of the ASIC industry. It ran over 2,800 web searches, pulled from 87 quarterly reports and 99 PDF documents, and went through more than 120 rounds of improving its own output. They also had it edit its own launch teaser video from 56 raw clips with beat-synced cuts. Moonshot estimates that's 1 to 2 days of work for an experienced human editor. The model did it because video goes natively into the same architecture as text. So here's how I'd sum this up. Kimi K3 is not the best model in the world. Moonshot says that themselves, and my own testing agrees, there's still a gap in polish next to Fable 5 and Soul. But it's the best open model by a clear margin. It wins outright on some of the hardest long-horizon benchmarks, and in a week, the weights are public. The gap between open and closed used to be measured in years. Right now, it's measured in weeks. And every time that gap shrinks, the price of intelligence drops for everyone. If you're building agents, the practical move is simple. Point your harness at Kimi-K3 on the API, run it on your own tasks for a day, and check the cache hit rate on your bill. That number will tell you more than any benchmark chart. That's what I'm doing this week, and if you want the follow-up video where I run it inside a full coding agent setup, get subscribed. See you in the next one.